Super Dirt Week, racing's biggest party, is all new this year. It's racing, music, camping, and a huge Saturday night finale. See your dirt car racing heroes battle wheel to wheel all week for a chance at glory. Get your tickets at superdirtweek.com or call 844-DIRT-TICKS. The 52nd running of Super Dirt Week, October 7th through the 12th. Be there.
And here we are back live at the Heritage Hill Brew House, the exclusive Q&A here on QSportsTalk.com. And welcome to those who are getting the notifications that the cameras are on here and you can see and say hi to us and ask some questions in the stream chat at QSportsTalk.com of head coach Fran Brown and assistant coach Elijah Robinson. Coach Robinson, nice to see you. It's your first time joining us here.
Thanks for having me.
No, that's cool. And a lot of the early questions for both of you guys had to do with just the trip out there and adjusting to the time zone and jet lag, etc. How did that all work for you in the team?
I thought we just kind of went with the flow. You know, once we got there, it was like 5 o'clock their time, and we just said it's 5 o'clock, and that's what we're going with the rest of the time. We went right to practice, and he had the defense like practicing extremely hard. He was like making sure they did a good job practicing. Offensive-wise, did a good job practicing, and we just went right to practice. And then when we got done, for them to truly get acclimated to that time, I think we had a quick meal, and then y'all had meetings, right? Like we had meetings like that night, so like they didn't technically go to sleep till about 1:15, because we didn't let them out till like 10:15.
That's like on purpose.
So then that way now you're going to go right to sleep. And then the time that we woke them up tomorrow, it was 8-something their time. So it kind of made them adjust to that time and say, no, this is what time it is. So we just we wasn't trying to go. If we were home, it would be like, we don't care. It's
but out there,
that's what it is.
Now, was that because like when I was a kid, my dad would like invent projects for us to do to keep us out of trouble? Like on a Saturday, it's like, okay, you're going to build a stone wall here today, and then next week we're mowing the lawn. Was a little bit just with the potential for distractions out there. Was there a little bit of that behind some of the scheduling of meetings?
We went by ourselves. We went where we was going at, and I do room checks myself. So I was making sure I checked the room, and we got some of the better officers with us all the time. So we just we check rooms and we go back several times. So it's not just a one check. We could come back through whenever we want. So you don't want to mess up on curfew check.
That's like the ultimate no-no.
Yeah.
Just out of curiosity, I know you guys have talked about this before. How long have you guys been friends? Like who met who? Like going way back.
I mean, I think it started before we were born, honestly, right? Like, it would have been my dad, his mom, my mom, like our parents knew each other before we were born. And then I would say, like, we had the same godfather, he passed away. So, but like, we met each other when we were young. Like, even probably like middle school and things of that nature. Like, middle school knew each other when we were young. But then we had the same godfather, so he was kind of like always around. And then we got to play on the same football team. But I'm a few years older than Elijah was, so it was kind of different. And then, even though we from the same spot, actually our godfather kind of made us naturally closer because we hung with different people. But it was like we had a mutual understanding of who each other was, and then our parents knew each other. I would say that, and then I don't know. I guess that would be really the case, right?
Yeah, that's the case. You know, we had, like you said, it was mutual connections from our parents to our godfather, and it just, I always know about Fran too because outside of that part, he was the quarterback of the city. You know, and we the quarterback of the city. Everybody knows who you are, but we kind of had that relationship. And like you said, Fran was older than I was, so it was different groups that we hung with, but we already knew each other. You know.
Well, some of the questions here rolling in from the stream chat on QSportsTalk.com. A couple of questions about how Marlowe and Nixon are feeling. So far, so good. Some of these guys.
Nixon's got a long way to go. You know, he just got his surgery the other day, but he's a tough kid and he's going to fight back. And I believe he'll be 100% when it's time to come back. He could probably talk to you guys about Marlowe.
Yeah, Marlowe's a great kid. He's been involved since the day that he got the injury. You know, he's always involved. He's in meetings. He's at practice. He's like a coach. He's an extension of the coaching staff, you know, and I'm grateful to have him. But, you know, he's been rehabbing and working hard, and I'm just praying that when it's time for him to come back, he'll be ready to come back.
Is he the kind of guy, Coach, that you can point to as potentially a guy who might be a coach someday if you wanted to pursue that?
I don't want to push that on him. Nope. I know he's smart enough and he understands the game well enough to be a great coach, and he's doing a great job coaching these young linebackers now while he's out.
Some of the questions here. Coach, is there anything that we can do to get the kickers into focus?
Yeah, we got to block for them.
Okay.
And just put it through the uprights. If we just kind of kick it through the uprights, we'll be fine and just block for them. But no, we attacked the issue this week. We went at it at practice hard, and we got a great opponent that we get to go out and see if it works against our opponent. So, we got a great opportunity of allowing our special teams to go out and compete against NC State. So we got a big test ahead of us. So we're excited about the opportunity we have.
Question for Coach Robinson. What's it like being the defensive coordinator for such a high-scoring offense? Does it change things at all as opposed to coaching a slower-paced team with less firepower?
Well, at the end of the day, we got to work off each other and play complementary football, so we're going to do what's best for the team. It's not about just the defense or the offense, but how do we work together as a team to ultimately, at the end of the day, come out with the win, so we'll adjust off each other.
Another, more of a comment than a question, but Coach, let's own the triangle like we owned Vegas down in North Carolina. That's the goal down there.
We're going to dominate Thursday night, and then we're going to dominate Friday. And when it's time to play the game, we just hope that our players are ready to compete the way we know they can compete.
This question here, we know, Coach Fran, you've talked about your favorite place you like to take some time off on vacation when you get a chance to down in the Bahamas.
Yeah.
The question is for Coach Robinson. Is there a spot that you like to, when you want to unplug and in between when you get a chance to go on vacation, get out of town, where do you go? Where do you like to go?
Yeah, well, when we take the kids with us, the kids love when we go to Jamaica. But when it's just me and my wife for her birthday and our anniversary, we're usually Turks and Caicos.
Nice getaway.
Yeah.
Good for you.
They do that from their private plane. They drop the kids back off, then they go to Turks and Caicos together. They just fly all over. So they do that all like that.
Good for you. A little side NIL thing they're working for. That's a little
absolutely. This is how it's been with him since he was younger.
This one here, for each of you, what are your personal goals for the first year in your new positions?
To develop everyone on the football team, that's mine. To make sure that I'm able to help maximize every person in our organization. That's coach, that's player. I want every player to have their best GPA that they've had academically, and just for them to understand and know that they're becoming a better man. And I think that them being better men will help out football-wise. Of course, everyone wants to go all the way, but that's what my goal is, to be able to help develop every single person in our entire organization to allow them to get closer to their personal goals.
Coach Robinson?
Yeah, I don't want to sound as a piggyback, but at the end of the day, we got into this profession to develop young men on and off the field. It's really important to me. I know it's all about the S, but it's really important to me to help those guys that's in our program, help the coaches that's around, and I'll obviously help Coach Fran build this thing the right way to help them be successful, help the S be successful, help these young men be successful. So I just want to be an asset to those guys and put those guys in position to succeed in life.
Question here in the stream chat from Steve. Coach, most teams in recent years have 3 protectors in the backfield for punts. It looked like you're only using 2. Is there philosophy to that?
That's just what we're doing. Yeah, we just got to get it fixed. A couple guys missed some blocks. We didn't do things the right way, and we'll get it fixed. We just worked on it and we went through it. So just watch it Saturday, and then if it don't work Saturday with it, then who said that? Who was that?
Steve.
Steve. If it don't work Saturday, Steve, it's probably the same Steve that just called me a little while ago.
I think
so. Steve, if it don't work Saturday, Steve, then you call me back and you draw up your 3 shields, and then we'll go through that and see what that's like. But we like the 2 shields. We got an adjuster also with the 2 shields, so it's the same thing. We just got him up instead of having him back. So.
Question for Coach Elijah. I think you were number 55 in high school when I saw you play back in the day. Why number 55?
When I came to high school, I was 195 pounds. Thought I was going to be a running back. And then from running back, I moved to fullback. And then from fullback, I got moved closer to the ball. So every year that I gained weight, they kept making me move closer to the ball. So I had to change my number. So I wanted to keep a 5 in it. So I just added another 5 to it. So I just tightened it up with 55.
And why going way back then, number 5? Why the 5 before you started?
I don't know. Just kind of, I grew up on 5th Street. Kind of was a number that I liked, 5, and I wanted a single digit. That's what was available. And there was a guy, Imani Wilson, that wore number 4. And it was a really good linebacker, really good fullback. And I had the opportunity to move to fullback, but he was a tailback at times. And he's just somebody that was from my part of the city that I looked up to as a player.
Cool. How about this question from Ryan? Do either of you guys have any superstitions that you do before a game as a player or as a coach? Anything you got to do like game day or the day before? Is there any?
I got to call my coach before we leave. I mean, I said my coach, but I guess my wife is my coach, but I got to call my wife before I leave out the locker room and go. I've been calling since I was a player in college and doing the same thing. So I just have to call my wife and make sure I tell her I love her. And we're going to go out to compete. Just like to hear her say good luck and then move on from there. So it means a lot to do that for me.
As well, my wife will send me, I call my wife in the morning when I get up, and then she'll send me a text saying, you got this. And my mom always sends me a prayer as well to read. That starts like on Thursday, a prayer to read for the team and for myself and for the staff.
And that works for you, and that's get you where you need to be and put you in the right frame of mind.
Yes.
This one here, what is your favorite part about the city of Syracuse, not football related?
The Mello Center.
That's a nice spot, isn't it?
Yeah, shoot the ball, go in there and shoot. I mean, as though all those guys done shot the basketball in there. So I like everything about the city, you know. I like going down to L Duz and get a haircut. You know, it's cool just being able to go into a barber shop and sit there and get a haircut just to, that's pretty cool to me. And, of course, Dinosaur Barbecue. I mean, it's not like being able to go to Dinosaur Barbecue. I like being downtown. I think downtown is a really good atmosphere. You know, Ocean Prime, Lemongrass. I said Ocean Prime, Prime Steakhouse.
Prime Steakhouse, yeah.
Yeah, but Lemongrass, all those, the Hop Spot. Like, I like everywhere. I like to eat, so I go to, like, all places and try to eat everywhere you can go, you know.
Coach Robinson?
He took the answer out of my mouth. I like, look, there's a great restaurants. I got a chance to get away from some barbecue. You know, there's a bunch of different barbecue spots in Texas now. I just go to Dinosaur Barbecue, but all the different other restaurants we get a chance to go to, and I'm excited about just the change of weather. You know, like I said, my kids, they've been in Texas for a long time, so I know they're excited about when it's going to snow and things like that. So they told me I moved in during the mild winter last year, so I'm excited to see what this will be. But the kids are excited for some snow.
Well, don't get too excited.
They can have that snow. I'm not excited about the cold. Yeah, I'm not excited about cold at all.
How about this? Is there any football player that you could take one-on-one in basketball?
Say that again?
Is there any football player who could take you if you were playing him one-on-one in basketball? Like who on the team if you were playing? Yeah.
Nah, I'm not saying like no. I'm competitive. I'm gonna just say yeah, he can beat me in basketball. No. The one I thought Jackson Meeks was a good player. Deuce Chestnut and David Clement. Those dudes could ball pretty well. I thought Devin Grant can jump, and who else was it that was jumping out the gym? Gil, right?
Gil can.
Yeah, Devin Grant and Gil got like hops, but like no, they can't. Me and him would beat any of them 2-on-2.
No kidding. Yeah. It's on then. Yeah, we got to figure out how to do that. Coach Robinson, what has been the biggest difference between coaching at Texas A&M and here at Syracuse?
There's no difference. You know, at the end of the day, I was blessed to be in 2 position rooms with some outside of just coaching the defensive line at Texas A&M. Now I get a chance to be around all the guys, you know, coach all the guys, have an impact with all the guys, and that's the unique part of it. You know, I get a chance to be around the DBs, be around the linebackers, you know, be around the stars, be around the D-line as well. So the fact that I get a chance to interact with all those guys all the time, I love that part of it. But we got great kids. They're great to be around us, you know, and I'm enjoying it.
This one here from Nottingham J is his name. It says, "What's up? I haven't been to a Syracuse game since the early 2000s because he moved to North Carolina. But now you guys have me so hyped up for the season. I got me and 5 of my friends to come out and support the team Saturday. They're going to be down in Raleigh there, and for the first time in years, they're so excited. They're all going to go and catch the game."
That's good. Tell them to be loud.
Well, I know in Las Vegas, I mean, watching it and listening to it on the radio and on television, it was all 50-50. It sounded that way. I don't know what it was like actually at that stadium.
It might have been 40% us, 60% them, but we were definitely louder. Our fans were louder than theirs, so I guess we won just because our fans had more energy. It lasted it out. I mean, that's why we ended up winning, because you could feel the fans and you could feel it like that. They did a real good job.
Well, we need that Saturday down in North Carolina. This one here, Coach, again, for both of you guys, you two came from two amazing loud stadiums. How do they compare to the Dome in terms of noise? Obviously, size is different, but as far as the noise.
Yeah, so I had to change my headsets after the first game. And I was a one-sided headset guy, and it gets extremely loud in the Dome. And people told me that the moment I got here. So I had to change my headsets to a double-mouth headset, because it's hard to hear on the sideline when we're trying to communicate with each other. And then even when Coach Fran or the guys upstairs are trying to communicate with me, it's hard to hear. So I had to make sure I had to change my mouth to a double mouth.
You know, you got some company over there. You got the whole family here tonight.
Yes. It's the baby girl's birthday. So she's spending birthday.
Oh, it is?
Yeah.
Oh, happy birthday. Did we know that? Did we get like a cake or a cupcake or something? We did? Okay, we're good.
Yeah.
This one here, who sits in the exit rows on the road trips?
The exit row seats don't go back, so we don't want to sit in the exit row, but you just got more leg room. But I think that's Anwar. I forget, there's two other guys that was with him, Devin Grant. I might have been Devin Grant, Anwar, and someone else. But Anwar liked the room because it had leg room. And Anwar's been doing a really good job as a linebacker for us. He's right in that mix where he can be a big-time player here, and I believe he is going to be a big-time player here once he learns how to just take it to that next level. But Anwar's in that row, and I'm not sure the other side, but I know for sure Anwar's in it because I remember messing with him the other day.
There was a question earlier when you were joking about, I'm assuming it was a joke about Coach Robinson's private plane that he takes to Turks and Caicos.
I wasn't joking. I wasn't joking. No, I'm playing around.
That's a real thing. The question was, any chance you'd be able to get Paulie on that plane
for a
road trip?
Gotta go. You know, he drove. Did they tell you he drove to Vegas?
Yeah.
No.
All the way to Vegas.
Yeah.
Wow.
Paulie won't fly, so he drove. So how long was it?
38 hours.
2 days.
2 days.
Yeah, it was
2.5 days.
To work.
Yeah. So it was
to work the game.
Hours.
Really?
Yeah.
Nah,
Well, we slept.
I appreciate you.
That's insane. There's no way I'm doing that.
But if Paulie was willing to get on hypothetically the private plane to the Bahamas or the Caribbean, you'd.
Yeah, you hop on.
Yeah, he's in.
Just hop on with them. Would you go?
Yeah.
They got it?
Yeah, I'm going to have to start. I used to fly, not anymore.
It just doesn't do it anymore. Some of the questions. Any funny stories for you two guys growing up together when you were younger, when you were in school together? And anything that you can share?
We crack a lot of jokes, so it's like a whole lot of funny stories and different things, I would say. But not just nothing that to be here. We got one that was actually from, remember with George DeLeon?
Oh, yeah, no doubt.
Well, that was always one that we just say, what a mistake, and it's something that George DeLeon, former coach, was here. Elijah, he actually tell you it was funny as heck.
So Coach Paterno, at the point when I played for Coach Paterno at Penn State, he came to the D-line room and said, hey, we're short offensive linemen. We need some guys to consider playing the offensive line. And a lot of us was fighting against it, didn't want to do it. And the gentleman that went over to go do it ended up winning the Remington Award and played in the league for over 8 years. And then I told Coach DeLeon I was at practice messing around the offensive lineman and snapping at center. And he was like, you should have played center. And I said, well, Coach tried to get me to come over to play center. And I didn't want to do it. And he said, what a mistake.
Just the way he said it, though. He was sitting there, he was like, what a mistake.
So A.Q. Shipley was the guy that decided to go over. And A.Q. Shipley had a great NFL career, won in Remington. Another good friend of mine that I played with it.
Played like 10 years.
Yep, for a long time.
Just like that, right? If only.
If only, yeah.
This one here, who are your favorite New Jersey rappers? Question from Roddy here in the stream chat of QSportsTalk.com.
New Jersey rappers?
Yeah, New Jersey rappers.
I mean, if I had to stay in New Jersey, I guess you would have to say Redman will be in New Jersey, if I would say that.
He's my favorite New Jersey rapper, too, as it turns out.
Joe Button too.
Oh, okay.
Joe Button, nice. Yeah, Joe Button. I would say Joe Button. If I had to say like somebody I'm gonna go pick that you would know, Joe Button is nice. Back in the day, I think Naughty by Nature.
Naughty by Nature.
Yeah,
Tretch and all that Tretch.
Yeah, those guys were straight. But I would say Joe Button, the best out of Jersey. Redman got a great career. Then he went to acting and things like that. So he would be straight. I like New York rappers. So I don't know. Like, who your favorite Jersey rapper?
Oh man,
Who's
on Jersey? Like you said, it's more so the old school guys like Naughty by Nature, but a young local guy I think's pretty good is Rich Workhorse.
Yeah.
Rich Workhorse, a local guy I think's pretty good.
Fair enough. Good. I agree with all of those.
There you go.
You're talking about practice, and I heard a little bit of the conversation that you had earlier today about on ESPN Radio with Steve and Paulie about Tuesday practice. Is there something special? I only caught part of the conversation, but is there something special about Tuesday practices that you do with the guys?
We're just violent. We try to make sure we're violent at practice. Called Bloody Orange Tuesday, and it's just we compete ones-on-ones, and it's just contact. So we just try to have a lot of fun on Tuesday.
And how did that go this week after the flight and the trip back and all that? It's all good?
Yeah, stick to the script, same thing. Just move on it. I think the defense won, right?
Yeah, we won this week. Yeah. It's competitive every day. The coaches get into it, the players get into it. Our recruiting staff, they come to practice, they get into it. So it's a competitive day. And like I said, one thing Coach Fran's going to demand is being physical. And he pushes that every day at practice. But Tuesday, that's the day where he's going to start the week off that way.
The game Friday night meant you were home Saturday and had the whole day, I don't know if you were able to, but watch the other college games on Saturdays, like one upset right after the other.
Yeah, it was. I went and watched my son in St. Francis upset Dell State. It was cool, so I got to go to that game. It was Dell State made them homecoming, so they ended up going there and upset them. It was really cool. It was a good deal to be able to see that, and he had his first career sack. And he did a real good job. I was hyped to see him play, and it was good to watch him and see him out there competing with his team. They did a great job.
Well, game on Saturday night, NC State on the road. Obviously a tough place to play down there, but when you break down them on film, coach, and you've been obviously scouting these guys, what are you looking at when you see NC State? And I know they're going to have a new quarterback, obviously, coming into the game on Saturday, but aside from that.
I wouldn't count McCall out. He's a tough kid, and I think he was cleared, so still counting him in to have opportunity, but I think Bailey's good. I think they can run the ball well. They're big up front. On the defensive side, they got like 6 or more, like 6 to 9 interceptions, something like that, and they do a good job on the defensive side of the ball. Up front, they're good. Their secondary's good. They get in your face and they press you. They put some man, try to play press man. So I'm excited just for the competition to see us go out there, and this is a real test because I think they're a really good football team. I don't look at records. I just look at, them and what they've done. And, there's just a couple plays in football that sometimes can mess a game up. And I don't think that a few of those plays just didn't go their way, but they're a really good football team. He could probably tell you more from an offensive perspective. I look at it from a holistic overall, but he's more watching offense. I think they're a good team, though, right?
Yeah, I agree. I think they're extremely talented. They got guys up front on the offensive line. They can be NFL guys. Again, like I said, I wouldn't count McCall out as well. And both of those quarterbacks are experienced and played some ball, played on the road before, so both of those guys are pretty experienced. Really good receiver and Concepcion and the rest of that crew. So it's a good, like I said, it's a good challenge for us. And our guys are ready for the challenge. Like I said, running back room is decent. They have a bunch of different guys that run the ball, so I think they got a good depth there, and I think they do a really good job on the offensive side of the ball.
Number 15, Jolly.
Yeah. Keep an eye on that guy.
Can play. Yeah, he's nice.
Coach Fran Brown, Coach Elijah Robinson, thank you guys. Go Orange. The game is on Saturday night, and again, we'll be back here Tuesday, the 22nd, I guess. Next time that we'll be here at Heritage Hill.
Appreciate you, man.
All right. Safe travels. Enjoy. Go Orange. Thanks to the coaches here, and thanks everybody, and thanks you guys here on QSportsTalk.com. See you next time. Bye.
Thank you.